All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. It's me, Coach Muddle. A little partly cloudy this morning, of course, as always. Rough yesterday, sports wise. And I want to get into a couple of things before I get to that pitiful excuse for a New York Yankee uh, baseball team. Okay, I just can't handle what's going on with that. It just terrible. Okay, terrible. I just can't handle it. I mean, it just is bad. So and stupid hurricane. I apologize. We should be in doing this show from Jacksonville today, but we are not. We are here in our top secret location. So some dude can't uh, you know So I don't know, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And of course, again, somebody can't figure out their schedule until the last minute. So I don't, whatever that is, I will, uh, we'll go from there. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you had a better sports Saturday than I did. I mean, horrible. Del State law. I mean, hey, Syracuse, what happened to Cuse? I mean, the leading going into the fourth quarter, and then they just fell apart. I don't know, but and with that. And then, of course, Ole Miss, man, did you forget about LSU? Did you just think that, I swear, I honestly, I think in college football, teams with two losses, they're like, they're kind of overlooked. Like, oh my God, they're terrible. And I mean, give Brian Kelly some credit. And they came out and played some football. And unfortunately, Ole Miss, your schedule is back heavy. You're back heavy. You got a lot of tough games coming up, and I don't know. I don't know. It is the schedule is the schedule. You play the teams that are on it, and however they show up. So and. Also, before I forget, big shout out Port Charlotte, Big W, getting back on the field after the hurricane, man. Awesome. Great game. Guys came out on fire. Man, they played awesome Friday night. That was a big plus for those guys. I'm sure it felt awesome to, have some normalcy back at this time of the year. You get into that. It's that you call it the grind, but you look forward to it because hey, here's my schedule, here's what I do every day, and to have that break in as you're starting to get that momentum, you're starting to get that rock at the top of the hill pushing it over, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're stuck. It's nice to see that. They were able to get that, that tire or that rock pushed, keep pushing it and getting that momentum going. So very, very, very excited for those guys with that. And then, Mr. $300 million man. Oh, let Garrett Cole. This is what we pay him for. Well, this is what we pay him for. Another big loss in a key situation. A must win. You did it last year in Boston. and now you did it again when it was a must win. And look, I don't care. I don't care. What the error. Okay, error is the error, but you gave up the home run. And I mean, this offense is horrific. And I said it at the beginning of the year before they started playing with the Donaldson deal. You go back, play the tape. What is Donaldson? I mean, we're not playing to win World Series. We're not signing guys to win a World Series. So there you go. Judge is walking out the door because of you. You said you needed money for him. And, and the rest of the guys, I mean, come on, Donaldson. And look, no disrespect to Rizzo. The guy's an awesome first baseman. But when we could have had the other guy, and for the wind up signing with the Dodgers, George would have made that deal. George would have made that deal in a heartbeat. I'm just saying, and we're just kind of just it's complete and utter. You're doing the same thing, trying to expect different results. I mean, come on. And I'm sorry, but New York Yankees have made their name in October, not during the season. And it's great that we beat Roger Maris, 62 home runs, but Reggie Jackson, they don't call him Mr. July. They call him Mr. October. Derek Jeter, October came, the switch flipped. And all of a sudden, that dude's game stepped up. I mean, Andy Pettit, I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I just don't, unfortunately, it's just not, what are you doing? And I'll tell you right now, if you're keeping Boone because they like him being a yes man, then I mean Donnie Baseball needs to come home and be your bench coach at least, something like that. I mean, because always, you always see a good manager. There's someone standing next to him. On the step there, they're talking to somebody leaning on. Boom, by himself, because you know what? Here's a piece of paper. Here's the analytics. Here's what they say. Go do it. And it just ain't working. I think it's time for fresh blood in a revitalization. Look across the river at the revitalization with the New York Football Giants. And how they have changed by inserting some new blood into the program. And it's time to change some things. And unfortunately, if Aaron Judge has to go, then he's got to go. I'm tired of hearing it. It's a disservice because we've done nothing to put any pieces around Aaron Judge. I mean, Donaldson, what has that dude done? But just be a disaster. Okay, LeMahieu's been hurt, but I don't know. I don't know what you do there. But it's horrific, and But let's get to the crux of because I'm tired of being Debbie Downer and the New York Yankees because that's exactly what it is. And I'm really kind of tired of it. So, let's go the Yankees because I'm so tired of the Yankees. It's just put a fork in us. We're done. End our misery tonight, please. so we can move on with the football season, because I tell you what, though, looking at today's lineup of football games in the NFL, the only two games that I hate to say is the Giants and the Jets. I mean, what other matchup do you want to see? I mean, really, come on, you want to watch Tampa and Carolina? That doesn't sound like a good game to me. I mean, and then tonight, Pittsburgh and Miami. I mean, I'm going to bed early. I'm not staying up to watch that game. And I just don't see, the schedule. I mean, it's not very exciting. I mean, you got 1:00, you got the Giants, they're going to go down to Jacksonville. I don't understand why they are an underdog at 5-1 playing a team that hasn't beaten an NFC team in, and I don't know how long, and shout out to Stiz for I think I posted that he put up. I think he liked the Giants today, so thanks, Stiz. I appreciate the love. Hopefully, he didn't mush us today. And they have trouble scoring, and I think the Giants, that Giant defense, young quarterback. I mean, look, Wink's going to be blitzing from the friggin' parking lot on that kid. I mean, so it should be a. It should be a good game. The Giants, and then at 4:00, it's the Jets in Denver. Not that Denver's any good. It's just the Jets have all of a sudden are playing some football. That defense is really, Sauce Gardner. I mean, and that D line of the Jets. It's kind of interesting to watch them play some football now. So. Those are the two, because the Jets and the Giants right now are the hot team in football right now. I think those are the two games. At least they're both. The one's playing at 1 and the other's at 4. So you get some good football. I mean, other than that, who wants to? I mean, the Ravens in Cleveland. I mean, those two teams are, what, they playing for the cellar already? I mean, come on now. I don't get it. I just don't get it. We'll see how it plays out. But I think as you look at the schedule today, Dallas and Detroit, that's not like a key matchup you're going to be watching. I don't really think so. Just not a good. Not a lot of good matchups today in the NFL. I just don't see it. So, we'll go from there and see how it's playing. I'm excited. I can't wait. Giants 1:00. I got my new Giants hat. I've been doing a little cooking. Giants are cooking, baby. So I got my Giants chef hat on. I got the apron to match, So we're rocking it. We get off. We get done here. Be firing it up, getting some pregame festivities going for the game, and watch the Giants. Beat up on the Jaguars, and look, they got the Giants this week is Jacksonville, next week is Seattle, and then the bye. I mean, you're 5-1. There's a good chance you could be 7-1 going into the bye. I don't think so. I mean, 6-2 more. I mean, Seattle's a tough place to go and play. You're at Seattle, the 12th man. It's tough out there to go do that. I don't know. But I'm confident, but I'm just saying, look, you split these two games, you're 6-2 going into the bye. Who would have said going into the bye? I want to know, tell me, who had the Giants 6-2 going into the bye? I want to know. I just don't see it, and then their schedule, obviously you got to play the Eagles twice and Dallas once. And there. But I mean, you got the Texans and some other easy games. I mean, I legit can see the Giants winning 11, 10, 11, maybe even 12 games this year. 12 games. I mean, that's a wild card game. I mean, I agree with you, Anthony. It might be. I mean, you're absolutely right. The way it's shaping up, the Giants could be really fighting for that third wild card spot. I mean, if they wound up winning, I think if they can win, and it's going to be really tough playing on Thanksgiving in Dallas. It's going to be tough, but if you could take one of the two Philadelphia games, you like I said, you win 10, 11 games, you're in the playoff picture, which, hey, it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting to watch. And, let's hurry up and get there. I know I'm speeding up the process, but, the Giants, the trade deadline coming up, I'm and I know, we're 5-1, and people don't want to hear this. We cannot re-sign Barkley. Trade him, get something for him. He's having a terrific season. Go get something for him so you're not walking away. I just think that's the way to go. Unfortunately, I mean, come on, if we're building for the future, then it really doesn't matter whether we get rid of Barkley now or not. Okay, great, we're 5-1, but look, we got a good committee back behind Barkley that can carry the load, and what's up with with that, hate to say this, but it make a trade for, but you know what, Anthony, I'm not, that's great, but for what? What is the getting DJ Moore? I love DJ Moore. Great. That would be great. But you know what? We're stuck with that albatross of Kenny Golladay. We're stuck with him. He's a year and a half into a 4-year contract, $72 million. We're good. We have no money to take a DJ Moore who's going to want to get paid. I don't know if he's been paid by Carolina or not, but we cannot afford to take on his contract. And he would be a great piece of the puzzle, but we have Kenny Golladay is really, that anchor we can't get that anchor up off the boat. We're dragging it across the bottom of the floor. We can't get this boat moving because of him. And that's the problem. And really also you're going to need as much assets, which this is what surprised me in this year's draft, that the Giants didn't trade one of those number one picks so that this year they had 2 number ones, and they had 2 number ones, so this year, because this is the quarterback draft coming up, because you're going to need some assets with this good season that the Giants are having. You're going to be in the middle of the road. You might have to trade up to get a quarterback. And, because I'm sorry, Daniel Jones, as great of a season as he's having for the Giants, is just not the guy. Not the guy. He's going to be a great backup on another team somewhere. He'd be great in going to Green Bay and sitting, because I think they're gonna get rid of that kid, Julian Love. Daniel Jones would be great backup in Green Bay to sit behind Aaron Rodgers or something like that. Look, look, that's great. We can't keep Jones, and the reason again is I'm going to circle back around to Kenny Galladay. We don't have money to keep Daniel Jones. He is in a contract year. He is going to want to get paid. And if we keep him, we will have to franchise tag him and pay him like $25 million. Right now, we have $3 million cap space. Okay. So, I mean, I don't see that happening. I don't see Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley on this roster next season. I just don't see it because of, again, Kenny Galladay. And to be honest with you, I think we just, I know they're not, I don't know if they can restructure his deal or something, but I just don't, I don't know how to make that work and, to make it more trade friendly, I guess. But we're still going to have to take a cap hit, kind of like when the Eagles traded Carson Wentz. When they traded Carson Wentz and they had to take the largest cap hit in NFL history, they had the cap space to do it, though. That didn't really hurt them because they did really well with their cap space. Unfortunately, the guy before Joe Shane screwed up the cap pretty damn good. Okay, they put the Giants in some cap hell and didn't fix not one problem that the Giants had. So I just don't, he's not. I mean, no, we're not trading a first round pick. I mean, I'm not for doing that. I just don't. Right now, I have faith in Joe Shane and Dable putting this team together, and the process is going to be slow because of the cap. And look, Buffalo was in some really dire straits with the cap when that new regime took over, and they got it worked out. Look where they are. You gotta the new term, trust the process, and let the process work itself out. And I personally are trusting the process. I was not a big fan of Daniel Jones, and I still am not. I still don't think he's the guy. Even lack of talent. Look, if Justin Jefferson was on the outside, I still don't think that makes him makes him the guy, makes him a guy worthy of getting paid. I just don't see it, unfortunately. So, and maybe Daniel Jones winds up in Houston or something, I don't know, but we'll see. Or out in Denver somewhere. I don't know, but he will not be a New York Football Giant next season. I mean, if he does, it will be and I don't see it happening because I really think they will just going to go. Honestly, I am anxious to see Davis Webb get some playing time. I was really hoping that he was going to get some playing time in London. I wanted to see him get some playing time because, I wouldn't mind him being the backup, the placeholder of some sort. I know he played against a bunch of backups who probably aren't in the league during the preseason. But the guy's got a gun. He can sling it. He did start over Patrick Mahomes in college, in case you forgot that. I'm sure it kind of went over a few people's heads there. So I just see that the Giants, I wouldn't mind seeing Davis Webb and then, us drafting a quarterback. I love the kid from Kentucky. Big. I'm a big fan of the kid from Kentucky. I know we're going to see probably everybody's talking about the kid from you know, Alabama, and I'm not a fan of the guys that are short. I mean, I'm a fan of the 6'4", 6'5" quarterback that can do some stuff, and the kid from Kentucky, I think, will be there in the middle of the first round, and I think that he would be a great guy. I mean, because I don't think that Stroud or Bryce Young will be there when the Giants pick, because right now, with the way they're playing, I could see them being in the bottom 15 draft picks, in that 16 to 21 range of draft picks. So, so we'll see. I just don't. I'm not for giving up first round draft pick for DJ Moore. I just for what we're not a receiver away from a Super Bowl. We're not. We don't have. Wink Martindale is kind of really patchwork this defense and made it good. I mean, granted, that defensive line is starting to play, but we don't have middle linebackers. Look, I'm a big fan of Crowder. I mean, Mr. Irrelevant, making it. I love it. But you put him on another football team, I don't think he's starting on another football team. So I just think we need, and look, we got Smith, and he's on the backside. We got him off the street last year and then had to take him off the street again. He's serviceable. He's doing a great job, but we need a couple of middle linebackers. We need to go find a couple of middle linebackers to play some football. We're struggling at the linebacker spot. Our secondary is young, and they're coming along and getting there. So we've got a lot of holes to fill. We need a center. We do need a center. We kind of hit on the tight end. So we've got some pieces, not a lot. But we have a lot of holes. We can't go giving up draft picks because all of a sudden we're 5-1. We're not a Super Bowl team. We're not going to the Super Bowl. As much as I sit here, the Giants are winning this week. I do it every week because I am a fan. Okay, I watch the game with both my eyes. And I don't put an eye patch on to watch the football game. And I understand that, we have some really good coaches that are able to take, and I learned this a long time ago, and that, when you have, anybody can coach a talent, anybody. But when you get that C and D talent, can you coach them and make them B and C talent? And that's what makes you a good coach. And right now, the Giants coaching staff are taking a lot of C and D talent and making them B and C talent. They are really stepping up their game. And that's really says a lot about that coaching staff and what they are doing. So, hey, don't let the record fool you, because it is a Fugazi 5-1 record. The Giants are not a legit, team. Are they good? Are they playing really well? Are they doing stuff? Yes. Are they going to make the play? There's a good possibility because their schedule says that they probably will win a bunch of football games. But it's not now to go getting all excited and giving up draft picks, and there's a bigger picture involved, and we got to build this team they're building it the right way. They're gonna start adding some pieces, and unfortunately, that's why I think that if any trade happens, it should be sending Saquon Barkley somewhere for some extra draft picks because we need the draft capital, and that's how you're gonna fix the team. So, it's just just getting there, and just got to get there, and we'll get there. We are ahead of schedule. Yes, that's great. But to sit here and say give up your first round draft pick for DJ Moore is ludicrous. In the fact that, first of all, we don't have the money to pay the guy. I mean, come on. We just can't pay the guy. So that's why we need draft picks to get those guys on that young on that contract, and we'll see, because how's that free agent market going to shape up this year, and see how we're going to add a couple of veterans to this. But I don't know. I just know that that O-line is still a work in progress, and getting the center. I think we got our two bookends. We got to get the center now squared away. I think that's got to be high on the draft board. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the college centers, who's coming out and where they're going to be. But it's it's one of those things. We'll see. How it plays out, but I'm just not a big fan of trading draft picks away when you're going to need a quarterback. You need a quarterback. You're going to need some draft capital to go get him, and that's what the Giants are going to have to do is hold tight, because I guarantee you the phone's not ringing for Kenny Golladay or Kadarius Toney, and I think Kadarius Toney, I think we can just cut him next year after the season. I wouldn't be surprised if he's cut loose before April 1st, and he'll be cut. And I don't think. I think we got to wait. I think we got to wait until. I don't know. I have to double check with the cap hit, but I don't see Toney, Golladay, Jones, and Barkley on this roster next season. I just don't see it happening because of the cap hit, that the cap space. We can't pay those guys, and unfortunately, I think, the Giants, the only reason is not to trade Barkley is that they think they might be able to sign him, but I don't know how you're going to be able to pay both those guys. I mean, Daniel Jones and him, I think, is Daniel Jones. I think they're going to probably just let him go out on the open market and see what he can command and go from there. I mean, that's what I would do, and see if I couldn't work something out with Barkley. Maybe it's, one of those deals that, maybe we could get Barkley on a Bobby Bonilla deal. You get $2 million a year until the year, 2098 or something like that. I mean, I don't know. But and maybe, and he wants to be paid in Bitcoin. So maybe does Bitcoin count against the cap? If not, then hey, we're good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I gotta see, look it up. What's the league rule on players want to be paid in Bitcoin? I don't know. So we'll see. Hey, look, we got Jacksonville today. Let's go get a dub and keep this train rolling, because at the end of the day, I am a fan, and I want to see them win. I mean, it's been a terrible New York sports week since Sunday. I mean, the Jets and Giants both win. The Yankees, obviously won last week, but geez, since Wednesday, it's been New York sports has been horrible. I mean, well, I think the Rangers won, but they lost against the Sharks. But the Knicks lost, and the Yankees are just killing us. So I don't know. But listen, I'm a little partly cloudy today. Running it's a little rough. I appreciate you guys stopping in, checking me out. I really appreciate it. Hey, share it with your friends. I got some things cooking. That's the hat. I got some stuff cooking. So we're going to change a little bit. We got a couple, freshen up the look a little bit of this place, get a little makeover, and so we'll go from there and see how it all works out. Everybody, thank you. Have a great football Sunday. Be safe. Come back next week, and we'll see. The Yankees will not be playing baseball next week, so we won't have anything to talk about baseball-wise. We'll be talking about Giants victory and the Eagles coming off their bye and the rest of the news and notes, because the trade deadline will be right there. So we'll see how it all plays out. So everyone, be safe. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next week.